Guys, just before we get started this video, I just want you guys to know that I am not monetized, so I do not make any money off of this video. And if I were monetized, I just want you guys to know that any money I did make off of this video would and may be donated to the Legacy Aquarium. So I just want to make that clear before I have you guys watch the video. What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about a pretty serious topic that is going through the reptile community right now, and that is regarding the life of Brian Barczyk. So a couple of weeks ago, it was told that he had suffered a couple of strokes and he will be entering hospice pretty soon. Now, at the time of recording of this video, I do not believe he is currently in hospice. I don't know if the hospice is something that is a location that they go to or if it's at home, but from what we most recently known, he is still at home with his family, which is good. He is, he's ending the battle with cancer, and he is spending time with his family to try to live it up as much as he can before ultimately and possibly passing. Now, there's been a lot of videos being made about him, and there's been some rumors saying that he's already been passed. That is all just speculation at the time of recording this video. He is still currently alive, which is great. And again, like I mentioned, he is just trying to spend out the rest of his days relaxing and taking much needed family time to enjoy the last moments of his life. Now, the purpose of this video, if I'm sure many of you guys who are watching Brian Barczyk videos or watching this video have watched other videos of other keepers who have had interactions with Brian or talk about Brian and how they've affected his life. So I kind of want to give my little story with this. Many years ago, back when YouTube was still relatively new, Brian Barczyk was known more as Snake Bites TV. And when I was a young kid, I don't remember the exact age, but I remember I was young, and this was right when you wouldn't even get copyright strike for having any song on YouTube. I remember watching Brian's videos with his logs and ball pythons, and this is right where my journey of keeping reptiles began. And I thought it was so cool because it was awesome to see someone who was taking charge of the reptile community. And he is one of the big names who have laid out a huge foundation, not only for reptile keepers, but for those who want to get an interest in reptiles as well. He has inspired many thousands and thousands of people, and it's clear to see that just from the support he's been getting recently with this battle of cancer. With that being said, I many years ago, and I think this was the last NARBC show over in Tinley, which I actually grew up in Orland Park, which is literally right across the street, basically from Tinley Park, which is really cool. I grew up 5 minutes down the road from the biggest reptile show probably in the world. I had the opportunity to briefly just say hi to Brian, and it really, the passion you could see in his eyes and the kindness that he displayed was unfathomable. He genuinely was a man who cared about the people, and you could see it every single day, and not only in his vlogs, but the way he acted around people. And people who have spent time with him have also said that no matter how busy he was, if you were speaking to him, you were the only person in that room with him, which I think is truly incredible for someone who is as busy as he was on a daily basis. Now, I did make another video talking about this essentially about 2 weeks ago, but I did remove it because I didn't explain it in the way that I really wanted to put out there. So what I want to say is Brian, he is known heavily throughout the community, and he's also known for some mistakes he's made in the past. And the thing I want to tell is, which I think is so important, is he truly repents for all these mistakes. And you can tell that because over the years, when he has more serious videos out on his vlog, he talks about, yes, he's made mistakes. And you can tell he truly, genuinely cares that he corrects all those. And in my mind, he truly has. And I think that it's important because not a lot of people in this community really, truly try to make up for their mistakes. And I'm not going to put a name out there, but there's a man out in California who he has the opportunity to be fixing the mistakes he's making right now because people are telling him and they're telling him and they're telling him what you're doing with your animals is just show-offing them for money and overfeeding them to have the biggest animals. And he doesn't listen. And the thing with Brian is he did listen. And I think truly that is the most important aspect of everything here. What Brian did is taking a bad and is turning it into the best way possible, like changing husbandry, changing how he shows these animals, and opening facilities for these animals as well. And in my mind, as someone who's really not a forgiving person, I truly believe that Brian genuinely does care about these animals, and he's showing things in a more important light, and he's fixing his mistakes and making a positive out of them. And I get there's a lot of people who still don't like Brian. Let them have, they'll have their own opinion, whatever. But I do hope that they can at least see that with what he's going through right now, they can at least back off of him in terms of that. But in my mind, Brian, he is doing some amazing things, and in my mind, he is our day's Steve Irwin. And you know, to lose another great member of the community who cares so genuinely about a group of animals that is highly persecuted against. The reptile community isn't well liked in most aspects, but Brian is putting a voice out there, and he's trying to help us have the ability to share our love of these animals to other people and sharing it with the future generations that are coming as well. So with that being said, you know, the Legacy Aquarium will be opening this year in 2024, and I think it's imperative that most reptile keepers or lovers, or even people who don't keep reptiles, who have just a slight interest or even a fear, can go there and the Reptarium to see what it's like really having these animals, and see that all the stigma around these animals is really just false, and they need to be understood and not persecuted against. And Brian, we have you to thank for all of that. I want you to know that I fully support you, and I really respect the humility that you've shown and how you've taken such negative throughout the community and really flipped it around and shown to others that, you know what, I can change things around for a way better. And I have so much respect for you, and I care about you and your family, even though I've only met you once and I've never even met your family. The community is really coming together right now, which I think is important and is what's needed. So we have you to thank for that, Brian. And if you know you were to happen to see this video, just know that we care about you, and moving forward, the reptile community needs to be stronger together. And if that happens, I really hope it does. But you know, it's a really sensitive community, because if one person does one thing wrong, they're automatically just they're destroyed eternally by fellow members of the community. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But you know that you have a lot of us behind your back, and we will continue to support you. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's a bit of a downer video, but I think it's important that, you know, anyone who's had some sort of interaction with Brian, whether it's from meeting him or just watching him, should put out their voice out there. So Brian, we love you, we support you, and we'll see you guys in the next video.